We asked for a ride-along after numerous members of the public questioned how two defendants under DOC supervision wearing ankle monitors could commit crimes. What we found is a system built on dozens of pretrial officers monitoring almost 1,400 defendants out on bail. The DOC insists it's working, but critics say what you're about to see does not get to the root of the problem. That knock from some State Department of Corrections officers is part of a routine check-in. For the state's 1,397 defendants, DOC leaders say 66 officers are responsible for monitoring who are out on bail.
That looks fine, and you're doing well charging and everything. I don't have any issues on our side. You maintain the equipment real good.
Ankle monitor checks are also part of this.
Cool, let me take a peek at the monitor real quick.
In addition to making sure equipment remains functional,
do you know where your next office is?
Officers also ask about defendants' upcoming court dates. You're watching how part of a state DOC system called pretrial services worked. On the day Alaska's news source Investigates followed along with DOC officers based in Anchorage. DOC numbers showed they're responsible for supervising more than 500 Anchorage defendants.
We just monitor the conditions of release that the court has ordered.
The DOC's Delilah Schmidt is the State Division of Pretrial Services Deputy Director. She says in this system, defendants are not monitored 24 hours a day, but instead she says they depend on an ankle monitor GPS technology, what's called an exclusion zone, which Schmidt says is supposed to discourage a defendant from getting close to a certain area or victim.
Our officers would respond depending on the resources available, and the person would be taken back into custody.
That, DOC leaders confirm, happened in two high-profile Anchorage and Fairbanks cases. In January, Anchorage police say they shot 34-year-old Michael Krischuk as he ran after a botched armed robbery at a day spa. Last month, Fairbanks police say 24-year-old Fort Wainwright soldier Adeus Robertson shot and killed 37-year-old Joseph Cassis. The DOC confirms both men were out on bail for other cases, under their pretrial supervision wearing ankle monitors when prosecutors say they committed new crimes.
The ankle monitor would notify the Department of Corrections if that person enters the zone in which the court has already told them not to enter, but it would not prevent them from doing something else.
These are the conditions that cause crime, not the conditions that prevent crime.
Anchorage attorney Doran Levine is part of the ACLU of Alaska's Prison Project Intake, a project dedicated to ensuring Alaska's jails and prisons comply with constitutional law.
I saw many people get charged with violations of conditions of release.
That charge, violations of conditions of release, is also what Krischuk and Robertson were facing when they were caught. Examples, he says, of so many defendants facing that charge while released on pretrial supervision conditions like ankle monitoring that, in his view, only leads to overwhelming the court system, not reducing recidivism.
Most crime in Alaska, in my experience, is caused by addiction and mental illness. So if you put a monitor on someone, that doesn't solve those problems. What we need to do, what DOC as an agency needs to be doing, and what we as a community need to be doing, is thinking about how we can actually directly address those issues and help people with treatment and gain access to services that they need in order to actually address those root causes.
Any questions, man?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
We're out of here. You're good to go.
Okay.
But DOC leaders insist this system is working, defining that to mean less defendants not missing court dates or committing new crimes. We asked DOC if there's data available to show how many pretrial defendants have committed new crimes while out on bail since 2018. But we were told they would not be able to provide an accurate number. But a spokesperson said out of the nearly 1,400 pretrial defendants currently out on bail statewide, each of those individuals, she says, is accounted for and receives regularly scheduled check-ins. Johnson Kuhn, Alaska's news source.